What happened?
Yeah, they finally sort of broke down. I think this has been coming for a while now. They really have wanted to pivot to sort of rebuilding their relationship with drivers, but they knew, if they announced it while they were still dealing with all their internal employee problems, they weren't going to get much credit for it. So first they sort of dealt with their white-collar workers, the 14,000 sort of full-time employees scattered around the world, and now it's this 180-day campaign to help drivers, and obviously you need to start off with tipping because that's the main one.
Interestingly, Lyft came out saying they've already collected $250 million in tips, which is a lot when you add it all up for their drivers. Does this really, how compelling is this, in terms of a feature to woo them to one company or another?
Well, I think, drivers at the end of the day are optimizing for how much money they make, mostly. And often Uber's given them more, trips, and so that's meant more money. That's why many drivers stay with Uber. But one of the key things that they will say is, Lyft cares about me, and the reason is because of tips. So the question is, how much do, those drivers who move over to Lyft now say, oh, Uber cares about me about the same? And I think this campaign, sort of with a continued rollout of features for drivers and incentives, is going to be an attempt to sort of pull those Lyft drivers back towards Uber.
What do we know about driver turnover rates?
Yeah, I mean, there was a report that after a year, about 25% of the drivers are still there. So it's a lot of churn.
Uber in particular?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of churn. I mean, this is always part-time work. So Uber would...
That's incredible that the Uber machine can even keep going when only 25% of drivers are sticking around every year.
Right. At some point, you imagine they're going to sort of hit the ceiling of low-income sort of workers who would be sort of tempted to work for Uber that haven't tried it and decided it's not for them.